and you gonna murder this one and murder that one. Talking all that bullshit. I'm gonna put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me. I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes, but is not limited to, our new guest. I was waiting for him to put his headphones on. I'm like trying to extend it.
Put his headphones on. How about putting the fucking
the
mic down?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This guy is such an amateur.
Completely out of frame.
He's out of frame. Like
Totally out of frame.
how did you? I mean, yes,
This is a guapo
it's
problem.
Jesse's
That's
fault.
my fault.
It's Jesse's fault. But I mean, come on. Like, you're telling me that he's not properly framed for Melissa? Are we trying to give Jesse an extra couple inches here today, or what?
Jesse, the mic is attacking you.
Bro,
Yes, bring that into your face.
remember when I said
He's just happy to be here,
close to your
man.
face as you can tolerate?
He's just happy to be here. One happy guy.
Welcome to the Slander Show.
There he is.
All right, well, thanks for having me on, fellas. It's been great.
Yo, Guapo, this is fucked.
What's up, Jesse?
What's poppin', Jesse? How you feeling?
How we doing? Am I loud enough?
Yo, you're
Yeah.
good.
All right,
You're
here we
good,
go.
man.
We're like
How
day
we
5
doing?
of the WSOP. How you feeling, man?
Withered.
It's over.
Well, yeah, you're playing min bet games.
I haven't played a min bet game in at least 8 days, Berkey.
Are you
Okay.
detoxing?
That's the problem. I'm withdrawing from
You
min
didn't
bet
play the
right now.
limit bracelet event, the 1500 limit.
Oh
bracelet
shoot. Okay, yeah. I played a min bet game.
event? I was gonna say.
There it is.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
a min bet document. That's like its own.
Well, yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
You were blacked out doing it. You just.
Oh my god. In happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, not alcohol. Just blacked out in euphoria.
Welcome to the show, Jesse. As always, we appreciate you. I'd first and foremost like to thank you for taking my parking spot. Fucking balls on this guy. just rolls in 10 minutes before production, sees an open driveway, doesn't even like try to leave it for 2 cars. No, dead smack in the middle. It's like, oh, how convenient. They just have guest parking here, I guess.
I mean, I think the guests should get the parking.
Yeah,
you know?
no, you're right, Brian. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna even paint your name on the
You know
driveway,
what, Burke?
Jesse.
Get your ass on the street like the rest of us commoners.
That's right. Okay, so I'm out on the streets. How's the coffee? Is it good?
It's wonderful.
Is it up
man.
to your standard? I mean, you know.
Yeah, this is some gourmet shit right
Okay.
here.
Oh yeah, would you get the pizza? What's it called?
No, you got Starbucks.
Oh, you get
Like
the
roast.
Starbucks one. Okay, yeah, I like to give variety when I, bring the. I'm the one that buys the coffee.
Right.
Yeah, as you can tell. Yeah.
Did you see the pride of that? I'm the one, baby.
This is the
Right.
guy.
I'm the guy.
I'll watch what I say.
No, you said it was great.
Yeah, that's why he's watching it.
Berg, you getting in there today?
No.
What
Come
do you mean?
on.
You fucking told the people yesterday, 2
No.
o'clock, you're in there.
No, I didn't. I said that there was a chance if my game broke early, I would max late reg last night. It did not break early, and I got fucking demolished.
Huh?
You can win it all back.
No, I can't.
no?
I would need like 3rd place.
That's my job.
Let Landon do it. I have no interest. Are you gonna win a bracelet? Have you won a bracelet? You have not won a
No,
bracelet.
actually,
correct?
I looked at.
I am planning to win a bracelet. Okay. I am saving it for the main. I've been saving it for the main for
Fuck you.
14 years.
This guy.
I looked at it. There's a 1K last longer or a bracelet winner
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and I saw Jesse's name, and I was
Look
like,
at
"What
young
the fuck?
Jesse.
I forgot. That's fucked up. I thought you did.
Man,
No,
It's 30.
no, I have not won
Yeah,
a
no, I
bracelet.
forgot about this
How-
situation.
Two absolute killers.
how
right
things
there.
have changed. Like,
Was this Big Blind Ante?
No, God, no.
2012,
This guy.
bro.
Was there was there any ante in the
Here we
middle?
go. He's gonna criticize this hand again,
Bro,
This is so
I feel
old
like
that they
I'm
start with
getting
25.
deja vu right now.
They started with the green 25 chips in this one, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for
oh
sure.
yeah, we had the 25
Yeah,
chips. Yeah,
yeah.
it was a beautiful thing when you get to the point where
Yeah, you're positive.
everyone's anteing a starting stack.
Right.
But like that feels a lot more important than when you have big blind ante and it's a starting set. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How drastically things have changed. I don't think people understand, but like back then, that final table, 30% of that final table was the Bellagio 1020 game.
Yeah.
Like me, Greggy, Jesse, Osmus used to just battle all summer. I remember, like, even prior to the main event happening, and prior to Greggy winning the 10K 6 max just before this event, he was like skipping tournaments, as was I, to go just like bang around in the 1020 at Bellagio. So when this final table happened, it was like, oh man, yeah, the fucking cash guys.
Why weren't you at that final table?
I never had a chance.
By the way, Russ would have probably been playing with us at Bellagio, but he went and got a real job, like a,
Right. Yeah.
like a guy.
He really,
Like a guy.
he really
guy.
did. Wow, man, you and Ash have been together forever, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long? Wait, but 6-year engagement? Is that what you're
We're hovering around 6 years.
Planning. What do you mean?
You know?
The planning phase is tough. Look, you're
When
preaching,
he wins the bracelet,
hey, you're
gotta
preaching
get
to
it
the
right.
choir here, buddy. You know, drag it out as long as you possibly can. I don't see any reason. No, but like, Russ did it right, where he had a real job, got miserable, won $4 million, and then quit his real job,
Yeah.
and then just dabbled in poker.
Do you know how he quit?
I vaguely remember this story, but no.
He got interviewed by the Las Vegas Sun. Is that the newspaper?
Oh, yeah.
The day after he made the final table, and they're like, so will you keep your job? He's like, no, I'll probably go back for a couple weeks and train the next guy to
Right.
do my job. And then that got circulated around his office, and his boss called him. He's like, did you just quit via newspaper article? And Russell's like, I suppose I did.
That very, very Russ.
Yeah.
Like,
Good for him.
yeah. Man, that beard he's got going on, very strong. Saw he trimmed it up a
killing it.
little bit. Yeah.
I have, I don't know if I can put it up on the screen, but he sent me, he got it all sorted out the other day.
Yeah, he put it
by a
on
beard
his
barber.
on his Instagram.
Oh, he did? Okay,
yeah, looks
sweet.
great.
Yeah.
Strong.
He told me he
Was
prefers
he,
the unkempt before picture. And I was like, me too, man.
he was sending you like fitness videos. Is that what it was?
There was I can't remember if it was during the pandemic
he
or
was doing
shortly
like
thereafter.
pull-ups and shit.
Russ like transformed himself. Like he just went full alpha post
He
pandemic.
really did.
And he's just like sending me Goggins-esque pull-up videos where he's like, they said I was too nerdy, but I'm out here growing a beard and wings. I'm like, get yours, Russ. Get yours, man. This happened for like 3 months, and then he just like showed up and he was shredded with a fucking beard down to his chest. And I'm like, man, I'm envious of that facial hair.
Is he's still like that now?
Yeah. He's just
boy.
out there crushing it. He's back and forth still between here and Asia, right? Or is he just permanently here now?
No, he's here. He's here. He's kind of back and forth to the East Coast a little bit.
Okay.
He goes up to the North,
Doesn't know.
Pacific Northwest a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you have to looking like a lumberjack.
He's a wild
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
Yeah. You got to get back to your
Monday
roots.
through Friday, he's in the forest. And then he comes here for the weekends to play.
I just imagine him like sitting underneath a sequoia with squirrels on his shoulders and, you know, blue jays off in the distance singing his praises.
Yeah.
What a life, man. That's what I'm saying. He did it right. He barely dabbled in poker,
He really did.
right?
He's
Played tournaments for like a year after and then was like, hey, crypto's a thing.
yeah,
He'll do that.
He's one of those guys who will, like, he'll be, as long as it's like analytical type of activity, like he will be crushing it immediately. It's just
Right, like the most optimal way to chop wood in the forest.
Just to have a
he's
beard
got
and
that.
do
Yeah,
pull-ups
he's
and get
got
wings.
that 13-degree angle on the axe, you know, to make sure that it's an efficient amount of strokes.
He's got to start making
Right.
some Instagram content of him doing it.
I
That hits
agree.
on Instagram.
It does, man. I get sucked into the void whenever those like jungle videos come up where people will like build a pool.
Yo, I love
In the
those
middle of the
fucking
jungle.
videos.
They're just like digging with a log and like, you know.
Oh yes, I know exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
those
so
are so
good.
good.
Yeah, they build like a clay mansion. And you're
Yeah.
just like, I would fucking live there.
It's like making
He's
a
got a pool
time lapse
that the-
underground pool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
like
like-
the water's bluer than like my pool.
They do
Like,
it. They do it like the time lapse where it takes a minute to see the whole thing happen, where it takes like a year.
A minute. I've watched 2-hour-long videos of people doing this shit.
Damn, you're really deep in
I
it.
mean, like, it's just so impressive. I think that there's just this
There you
internal.
go.
Yeah, here we go. I honestly like.
Yes.
No matter how evolved we become, and no matter how cushy our lives become, I think that there's still just this internal desire to create and just like self-sustain in some sort of like. I don't want to do hard things, but like I kind of want to do hard things. Look at this.
Why don't you go build your backyard?
Yeah.
The fuck?
By the way, this
That's Melissa and I's job.
This is what you and Melissa are supposed to be doing to my backyard.
I'll be there this afternoon in the 105 heat. No.
This is what I understand. This is like the Kardashians for men.
Right.
These videos, like every girl walks by and like, why are you watching?
100%. It's like, and honestly, like the way that they want to be like, influencers and celebrities and just be kind of put on a pedestal for their beauty or whatever the Kardashians represent. We want to be functional.
Yeah.
We just so desperately want to be needed.
We want to make it in the apocalypse, and a lot of us won't.
100%, Jesse. You couldn't be more right. It's like I want everyone to know that I am capable of building a bunker and protecting it with my life.
Yep.
With baseballs.
I actually think you do well in the apocalypse, Berkey. I'd put my money on you.
Let me tell you my security mechanism for my house. Okay, so I have 3 pit bulls, but they'll lick you to death at best. So Pip, she's not doing much.
You guys got a pip cam going on?
They're loud though.
We had a pip cam. It's now the Jesse cam. But
wow! I don't know if that was the right move.
So Melissa, obviously, she's the resident gun-toting, shoot first, ask questions later roommate, and I trust her with that. And rightfully
we don't have a
so.
choice.
She has a taser. She has a gun.
I used to just walk into your house. Now I'm just like, it's
gotta
me,
knock.
it's Brian. I'm here. Don't kill me, please.
She runs
I'm
a
your
tight ship.
friend.
But she's also
It's better that way, Brian.
It is.
She's also very segregated from me. I have my own wing of the house. She's upstairs. I'm downstairs, kind of thing. So I have a security mechanism should anybody ever break into my room. And what it is, Jesse, is a Louisville Slugger and a bucket of balls. So I have the bucket of balls to ward them off from a distance, because 85 at your face is not fun. I don't care who you are.
875 maybe.
Hey, you put that adrenaline in me.
That's true.
I'm gonna hit my max.
I mean, you saw Jared Jones throwing 101 yesterday. That adrenaline was flying.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like you come in, and here's the other thing: I sleep naked, so they're getting me dong out.
They're getting multiple balls to the face.
They're getting me just like free balling, throwing heaters at their head. Now, should they make it past the heaters, I got the Louisville Slugger in backup. Now, if they're
Is
armed,
Louisville Slugger, are we still on an innuendo, or is this an actual?
no, I got a
baseball?
bat.
Oh, okay,
I got a fucking bat, Jesse. I
Come on over here.
got a bat, and I'm not afraid to use it. Okay, like, have you seen Inglourious Bastards?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I envision should somebody barge into my room.
Landon's traded the bat for a
magic wand.
Magic wand. You gonna perform a magic trick for us? Or?
I'm going to perform a 2.4 million stack at 30K to disappear.
If you're wondering where the wand came from, that was from Paul, from one of our.
I am wondering where the wand came from.
I saw it downstairs, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, he just busted it out of his book bag during gameplay during the academy last week, and he said, "Here." I said, "What am I supposed to do with this?" He's like, "You just tap the you tap the chips, and they grow."
Or they disappear.
Landon, you made your chips this week.
Paul actually just said, "I see the magic wand."
Yes.
Call it a 7
Love
versus
it.
6.
You know who you'll appreciate this, Lamana. You know who Landon made his chips disappear to in the 6 Max?
God damn, man.
Jeremy Joseph.
No way, Jeremy.
Way.
You didn't know? You had no idea who he was, did you?
I saw the face, and I remember the face.
OG killer.
Because I watched back some final tables of WSOP stuff to do some prep for the crossbook, just to kind of see how people play FTs at the smaller. Nice Guapo. You almost missed it.
Almost did, yeah.
He's running.
I think it's his car.
It's just
Go
you
on.
and I. Well, he's gone, so it's just you and I now.
Yeah. So, anyways, idea was like look at final tables, see how people play them. Maybe some people are doing some things incorrectly, yada yada, whatever. And I remember the face, and he and Patrick actually. Patrick Truong was someone that made FT of that as well, and he also ran deep in this 1500 6 Max. They're both in day 3. But I remembered the face.
Yeah, I saw Jeremy's name on the list, and I was like, "Oh, Jeremy Joseph."
And
nice.
and then I realized it after the fact, and he ravaged it off versus somebody with ace 3 on King 9-9.
Very Joseph-esque.
Rainbow with a heart, sweet ace 3 with a backdoor. Turn was a diamond, and he kept going, and the river was a 10, and he kept going.
The man has no fear.
Yeah, he had no fear, and that's what I thought. So I called him, and I lost.
Well, sometimes they have it.
Yeah.
That's why that works.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, anyways.
But good run.
Magic wand disappeared. Good run.
It happened.
29th for 18K.
Lamana can kind of speak to this a little bit more. Jeremy is very, very near and dear to our hearts. When we were playing at Silver Creek, the 1-1 no limit game.
Yeah.
With a $3 rake and a $2 bad beat drop.
Yeah, easy game to beat.
3 people, $40 min max, by the way. 3 people in that room were winners. 2 of them are in this room.
Yeah.
You lost to the third.
Oh, man.
He got me in the Silver Creek $1 game.
Yeah.
He was
one of the like original like guys who just, started playing like 50 cent a dollar and then like, the massive explosion of online poker, and all of a sudden he's playing like 200, 400 online.
I don't remember him playing online. I mean,
Wait,
you're
this,
right.
Jeremy?
No, yeah.
Jeremy's playing 2-4 online.
Or maybe 2-4. Maybe maybe that's an exaggeration. He was playing big, especially at the time of.
Nice.
I remember like at least 50, 100.
It's crazy that run that used to run online, where now like the highest thing that runs is like 10-20 if you're lucky. I mean, in America at least, like sure, GG has games that are like 2-4 and like 50, 100 or 500, 1K.
You want to know how you can get a 50, 100 games to start online?
An app game?
No.
Make one?
You can start one on WSOP today.
Oh.
All you have to do is have
Jared Blesnick show up.
Berkey11_solve4y sit down.
Right.
And there you go.
It's like
50, 100 games.
It sounds like only he can do that then. He can start it and then leave.
I saw Blez yesterday. And I was like,
hey. EFT the 08.
I was like, I heard you just got Jeremiah. Heads up on like, I mean, this guy, they say he's the fucking best. Like, come on. What are we talking about here, man? Like, yeah, I understand.
Did
We've
you see
lost
that?
Guapo.
I was gonna say, you guys want to speculate on where Guapo went?
No, I know where he went.
Oh, I do too.
But here it's in typical
Here he
Guapo
comes, he's
fashion.
storming
Whose
up.
driveway did you park in front of?
Yep. He looks relieved. He looks.
Well, overdoing this.
Right.
All you had to do was stick your head out the door and unlock it.
No.
I don't care. Just press unlock.
What?
He walked all the way to the car, started it, put the window up, locked it.
I don't even know how to get your window up.
So that's the guy that I can't stand.
I don't know. He's not friendly though.
Yeah, wait, where did you park? In front of his driveway or something?
Yeah, the only place that there was an open spot because, Jesse took mine.
Wait, did you block the driveway?
No, of course not.
In my defense, there was a big sign that said Matt Berkey parking here, and I was like, that seems close to my name.
I understand.
So you said you knew where Guapo went. I thought he went to take shit. I thought he just couldn't hold it and had to just go.
I saw him take shoes. He walk ashamed his way out of here.
Gotcha.
The big mistake.
No, the real question is why does your alarm just randomly go off?
Because the window's down.
The window is still down. I don't know how to roll it up.
Did you unlock the car?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as it's unlocked, it's fine. Okay. But if you relocked it, then it's going to go off again.
Guapo, you just roll it up, you just roll it up. It's one of those old school.
The real problem was that we let Guapo go answer the door. It should have been Conrad.
I didn't even hear it.
Someone is necessary for this podcast and someone's expendable. I'll let you speculate on which is which, but the intro's over is all I'm going to say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I know. I don't either. All right, let's get to some WSOP news and notes. Couple bracelets awarded yesterday. One of the more impressive ones, of course, we were debating between same price when we were picking our fantasy team, Jesse. Seiver and Rast. Where are you going here? Can't have them both.
Right.
Yeah, that's tricky. I feel like, God, that's really tough. I would tend to lean Rast just because of mixed games.
Yeah, same.
Like I think there's just like too much value in the high stakes mixed games.
Right.
What do you think Seiver plays?
He plays the mixed games too, but Rast has from my understanding, a few more years of experience. I also just don't know enough about Seiver's mixed. Not that I'm like a.
What you're really saying is the same thing that I was saying, is that Seiver's a goddamn psychopath, and maybe you trust Rast a little bit more to not lose his mind. But if I've learned anything about the WSOP, give me the insane people. Give me Seiver. Give me Helmuth. Fucking hell, give me Mattisau. Give me the crazies. Because you gotta be nuts to show up 60 days in a row and have that smile on your face when it all finally comes to fruition. If I ever win a bracelet, I'm going to look like the guy who plucked $1 million. Because it's not going to be happy. It's going to be the greatest relief and monkey off my back that I could ever imagine. And all I'll think to myself is, fantastic. I never have to play one of these again.
Don't worry, Burke. I'll be doing all the screaming and yelling and smiling.
Yeah, you'll be so drunk. Browned out will happen by like three-handed, but blacked out will happen by heads up.
Yeah.
It'll be a glorious time. So yeah, congratulations to Scott. He shipped the 10K PLO 8 or
Let's
better.
go, Scott.
Is that accurate?
I think it's just Omaha 8 or better.
Oh, so it was limit.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is more up your alley.
By the way, I was sweating the FT bubble of this.
Okay,
tournament
why?
It was something to do. I was at home looking at my charts and my crypto charts, and
Right. You just got a little,
I saw that was
little
on.
bored.
Yeah, nothing spices up a nice night of looking at graphs like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Just why not?
There's a lot of reasons why not, man.
I could think of many.
Wow, if the chart guy doesn't have my back, this is rough.
It's true.
Art boy.
There was. I just can't. Okay. Anyway, congratulations to Scott. No one deserves it more. Congratulations to everybody who drafted him for $31.
I wonder if he got any action down, because I know he was looking on Twitter for bracelet bets and all that good shit. And whatever, he said his DMs were open, but like there was no like comments on it.
Good question. He yeah, I don't know.
He was looking for like head versus head, first bracelet.
I'm guessing not.
Like
probably not.
If he
probably
did,
would have heard about it.
we would have definitely heard about it.
You know, to be fair to Scott, when I answered that, I kind of forgot that he had that tweet saying that he was going to play a lot of World Series, because I would expect him to show
So
up
that
for,
was
like,
what I
half the
said.
events.
In all honesty, like I was kind of like joking around about like the difference between him being insane and Ras possibly being sane.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really said is, I know Scott plays the big bet mix in Bobby's like almost every day.
Yeah.
And I also know that he's a sicko who will literally play 23 of 24 hours and just take a nap. But I didn't know how much he was going to be grinding WSOP versus cash. And also, like, how much can you win when you're that goddamn tired? The answer is a lot.
Look, man, he'll play the flip and go as many times as he needs to for that bracelet.
You're right. You're not
You gotta
wrong.
take Scott for the flip and go, EV.
Just get in there.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And listen,
That is true.
No one deserves it more, because he had the right take about the Kendrick Drake beef.
Right.
And that's all that really matters in this. Kendrick was the big winner. Scott was on the right side of all of this. And for that, he's been awarded a WSOP gold bracelet.
History will reward Scott.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And you know who will frown upon is Melissa, because she somehow thinks Drake is a good rapper. She's gonna fucking murder me.
Drake. You talking about Drake?
You can play this if you want.
At a level I don't always do here, and so to just come in and on the first 10K win it feels very validating for what I've been wanting to do.
Have you been doing anything differently to stay in the zone?
Honestly, normally I am playing mostly cash games during the summer, and I'll come in for some tournaments now and then. And this year I decided I wanted to try all tournaments and to really focus solely on this craft to show that I can do it at the top level. And so here we are.
Here we are. And you guys were three-handed for a while. I thought we were going to be here all day.
Yeah, the blinds got very, very big. We were three-handed for over 5 hours, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like forever. But I've always really thought I have like very good stamina, very good longevity. I'm used to from cash games playing 30, 40-hour sessions before, so I was kind of in my sweet spot of being willing to just maximally focus and give it my all.
And you're taking home a bracelet, so it's an amazing day. But were you a little sad that you couldn't jump in the 10K dealer's choice today?
Oh, I was very sad that I couldn't, but honestly, winning the bracelet will make up for it. If I had gotten second, I'd be devastated, which is, very unhealthy, but, put all your eggs in one basket, and as long as it's fine, it's fine.
And are you jumping in another tournament, or are you going to celebrate?
I'm probably going to jump in right now. I really want to, show, like, just what I can do if I just play everything and see what happens.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Great, thank you.
All right, so it sounds like he's actually strictly playing tournaments this year, which is gonna be fun for us to sweat, and also makes him a fucking steal at $30. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Like complete steal, because I would expect Rast is gonna be playing like 10 to 12 events maybe.
To me, this kind of brings up a discussion, I guess, with like, I don't know how deep in the streets he is in the 25K fantasy, like call it the draft and like picking people or whatever. But when it comes to not like the Patrick situation, but a situation where someone gets bought for very cheap and then like says, "Oh, I'm not coming to the series. I'm not coming to the series," and then someone gets to buy them at like a very cheap price.
Yeah.
But they have insider information that they're going to be here and grind a ton.
Sure.
Fair, not fair?
I don't think it matters. I mean, it's all.
matter.
I mean, Scott clearly said he was playing.
No, I don't mean like there's anyone that did anything wrong in this situation.
Yeah.
More so if that situation comes up where like, let's say next year, like I'm playing high rollers and I'm like, oh, like I'm only playing the small stuff.
I mean, you could sandbag and then, but I don't know if that's, I don't know how ethical that is.
Yeah, it's obviously not ethical.
What does it matter?
I
right?
think
Like everybody has the availability to do it.
Yeah,
How transparent you are with the schedule isn't.
What if you
isn't
tell a few people and tell the public something else? Now they get an advantage when they draft you.
No, I understand how it works. I'm just saying, like, I don't think.
You think that's fine?
Are we going to call the SEC on these guys?
I was about to say, might as well.
Well, I'm just saying it's a way to kind of like game the system a little bit. And
Insider trading.
Landon brings up a big point. He's like, is that ethical or is it not ethical?
I didn't say anybody did anything wrong.
I guess I just don't see how it could be unethical when there's no burden on a person to be transparent with their schedule.
Yeah.
People know that they're gambling, right? Like when they text Jay Merce and there's like, what are you playing this year? And he's like 0 to 30 events.
Yeah.
Like, okay, buyer beware,
Yeah. So I guess
that's a different situation than him saying 0 to 30 events and then telling somebody I'm definitely playing 30 events. And then he does. You know what I mean?
So, like, say he goes on Twitter and says, "Hey guys, I'm probably not going to play that much this year."
Right.
He texts his friend, "Hey, buy me $40."
And then he goes very
you mean
low.
literally what Pads did?
Well, it's not. I don't think he did it on purpose. For what it's worth.
No, I understand. I'm just saying, like, I just. It just is what it is, right? It's like,
well, I guess that in
you
the
have
sense
to know that there's a strong probability that a guy like Seiver might grind or Pads or Jay Merce or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it's going to affect the price, but it affects the price for literally everybody.
You basically can't go off of what people say. You got to like look at them and be like, I think they're going to play this many events, and it doesn't matter what they say. No, seriously,
yeah,
it really doesn't matter.
If you're afraid of like insider information getting traded or whatever, it's like, well, when somebody who's close to Jay Merce is suddenly like bidding him up, it's like, hey, maybe he's going to play a bigger fucking schedule than you thought.
I'll take Jay Merce for $1, and then they go, I'll take $2. He's like, I'll take $10. Like, wait a minute, he's trying to play this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get what you're saying, that it doesn't necessarily level the playing field, but also it's just kind of like, this is part of the underlying fun of the fantasy. Yeah. I don't think they're maybe I'm looking at this like through clouded lens, but I don't think they're gambling for enough where it's both worth gaming the system and also like worth over policing.
Right. I guess the only time like that would ever be like playing for enough is if you get like bets before the draft. Right. Stuff like that.
But again, that's a great point, right? So imagine that there's like just a public market out there or imagine Bank of Timex still exists. Mm-hmm. And somebody wants odds. Like somebody goes to Timex and goes, hey, what are the odds on Jay winning a bracelet? And the public perception is that Jay's going to play like 5 events. Mm-hmm. So Timex lays him like, I don't know, 40 to 1. And then you find out that Jay's playing like 35 events. It's like, well, he set a bad price. And like that was up to him. He could have just said he's off the board or whatever. And it's like, I get fantasy's a little different because like you can't eliminate these guys from the pool, but it's very, you see this a lot at the low price points. The difference between somebody getting drafted for $1 and being off the board totally. Like I've often gone for like somewhere between like $4 to $1, and then I've often gone for like 0, like this year. Where it's like this year, it's very clear I wasn't going to play. But like last year, I was seeking out bracelet bets, and I think I went for $1, and I played 5 events, because I didn't get the side action that I wanted. So it's like it goes the other way too, where publicly you could just be spouting that like I'm going to play everything, I'm going to be firing so many stuff, and you're going to see me in the fucking Colossus, right? And then it's like push comes to shove, you went for $6 or whatever the case may be. It's like I don't really.
We're going to see you in the Colossus.
I don't really want to do this.
Question. Did I get the field bonus?
Probably.
I got 29th out of 2,500 people.
2,500. So it's for every table.
I don't know how it works.
For every table past 18, or sorry, for every table past 2, they give you a field bonus. So, or over. So at 100, there's no field bonus, is what I'm trying to get at. And then every table additional, I believe there's a field bonus.
Okay.
So almost certainly you did.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
So I got points.
Yeah, but like, you didn't even put a team in.
No, I just wanted
You're
points.
just happy for who drafted you.
Exactly.
Let's go, Scott. Yeah.
I mean, they got me for 10 points. I don't know why they did that, but you're getting some money back.
I know
by
why.
the end of the series, they're gonna be like, that was a steal.
I know why they did it. First of all, Scott Wilson's like just a big fan of poker and like loves being in the mix.
I wish I could have done better for him.
Fair. And then Adam is Dean Eggs' co-host on Dat Poker podcast. Yeah. So a little bit of it was kind of like a troll versus Dean Eggs.
I'm here for the memes, man. If you take me for the memes, that's when you want me the most.
Right.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that they probably could have got you for $1 to $3.
I don't know who would take me for $2. You probably shouldn't do that.
I mean, JBEX went for $3.
Yeah.
Sounds like No Gamble No Future would have taken you for $2.
Yeah, it sounds like they were trying to gamble for a future. Look, I rep the brand.
Now they're traders.
Yeah.
That's all I see.
I did all I can for them, and they didn't want me.
All right. There was a couple other bracelet winners. We saw a 1500 limit. No, Badoogie. Sorry. 1500 Badoogie got taken down by David Prosiak. This is his second bracelet, 129,000. Congratulations to that man. I truly don't know many of the mixed game players. So like when these small events get taken down, I'm always shocked to see like this is this guy's third bracelet. It's like they just give these fucking things away. Like how are you guys out here winning multiple?
Kind of.
Me and Jesse, we're just.
I was about to say, I hope they're not giving them away because I didn't get in
right.
that line.
You didn't get the memo.
Every year there's a discussion about are they diluting the bracelet, and I don't get to have an argument because if they are.
Right.
Did you play the Badoogie event?
No, I didn't play the Badoogie event. But I was playing something equally silly, probably. So.
Okay. All right. Which was?
It was the silly goose event.
Some other clicky min raise event.
Yeah.
Turbo bounty.
Oh yeah.
Something like
that
that.
didn't go well.
I don't know if that was the same day, but
it was yesterday. But
Super Turbo Bounty Freeze Out.
That was fun. That was a great event.
Mouthful.
STBF.
How'd you do?
I won some bounties.
Okay, that's
Big
good news.
booty guy.
Big booty. How many final tables have you made? How many shots at a bracelet have you had? Like legit shots?
I think I have like 2/3 and a second.
Does online count?
Sure, we'll count it.
You have
bracelets.
a lot then.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never gonna win one, but I have like 12 final tables.
Yeah.
I think I have 3.
Man. So the tournament guy only 3 final tables. If that doesn't speak to variance, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of my friends would be offended at you calling me a tournament guy because I play like 60 tournaments a year or something like that. But
what happened to you, man?
What do you mean?
You're just living the cushy life, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just opted out.
I play more cash than you'd think, I guess.
Yeah, of course you play more cash than I would think because I see you in a fucking limit game at Bellagio making $16 an hour. So I just assume you don't do much of that.
Why are you do them like that, bro?
One would assume that this is the equivalent of Lamana getting drunk and playing 4-8 at the Orleans. Yeah. But no, every Tuesday and Thursday, there's Jesse.
Jesse didn't come here to get bullied, man.
Well, he said I was way too...
He came here to steal your parking spot.
He told me I was too complimentary to him the last podcast, so I'm trying to...
You're complimenting you negging him.
Yeah.
You guys just don't even know. Jesse's just here to fucking... fuck with Berkey. Like, that's literally his only reason. He's just warming up right now.
You should be on every day then.
I really appreciate my back and forth with Matthew.
Jesse, are you playing the 5K?
When is that?
Max late is at 1 p.m.
Today?
It's at 2.
It's day 2. Yeah, you can max late. Right?
I might be in there late. I have a friend to sweat today.
Oh, Patrick?
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick.
Let's go, Patrick.
Patrick made day 3.
He's
got a lot.
What are we sweating?
Yeah.
It's 1500 6 max.
Oh,
he was in it too?
I was sitting next to him.
He's trip leading, right?
No, he was like towards the end of the night. I think he bagged like 30 bigs or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not playing the 5K then?
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, you have you have 2 hours.
Oh, actually, no, I'm absolutely not because I have to go to Chicago on Friday. No, I'm not playing.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's a 4-day event.
Yeah.
Is it?
The only thing I can play is this $800, and I'm probably just gonna
do it.
Maybe I will.
Yeah,
get do it.
Get in the 800. I'll be there with you.
I mean, there's at least 5 online bracelets between now and Friday.
Is there another one today?
Is there?
I don't know. I assume so.
It probably is. I didn't even realize there was one yesterday.
I mean, I did, but I was already stuck 100,000. I was like, I'm not gonna be multi-tabling at this point.
Do we know how that ended up? Like how much was first?
124 and somebody by the name of...
You're not gonna get a real name.
Yeah, no. Actually, I forgot the name. Don't even worry.
You're just gonna get a screen name at this point.
Yeah.
Landon's mom.
Landon's mom.
Okay, relax.
Got it going on.
No one's gonna help you.
One final bracelet yesterday. We have another new millionaire to speak of at the WSOP.
Aussie.
The million maker, the mystery millions, whatever the fuck this tournament's called.
The mystery millions.
Mystery million maker was handed out to Malcolm Trainer. He is an Aussie. Got some messages. I saw some comments on our video. Australia is very proud of this man.
I'm just happy he's smiling in this picture.
He's a very happy camper. Big shout out to him. It looks like it was 1 million flat to first, so that's pretty nice.
I was thinking about winning the bounty the easy or the hard way.
Joey Knish won the online bracelet. Shout out to him for 124,000.
He's grinding it out on his leather ass.
Grinding it out.
That's a great screen name.
Yeah. So, that got like 800K in the prize pool.
That's big.
Any good usernames on there?
Huh?
Any good usernames on there that you'd like to share?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Right, reading.
Yeah, I
think we can do that at some point for sure.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
That is definitely an episode.
that would be fun. Yeah.
Outing people?
No,
just like,
reading off cool names.
Just reading the lobby.
I thought you meant like saying who they actually are.
No,
nobody knows. It's going to be
Conrad knows.
Nobody knows yet, but they will.
No, nobody knows anybody. Yeah.
Well, I think Poker News does updates and stuff, and then they have access.
Have in the past, but so far this year they're only posting screen names.
Wow, you can be anonymous as hell.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like it's not great in my opinion.
It should be real names.
Yeah, I mean, I especially now during the summer when I don't know, man. It's not like that. I don't trust the platform. I'm sure their security is great. It's just there's enough concern where like I would really like this to not be anonymous.
I think it'd be cool to have real names.
KYC
honestly.
Everyone.
Well, that's the thing is that they do. Yeah. Right? Like nobody has stronger KYC than WSOP. You saw how difficult it was for so many people to even get on the platform. Like I just sent in my social security card and a driver's license and all this stuff. It's like their KYC is like top of the line. So why not just slap a real name on it?
You had to do that even though you had an account before?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Like a lot of people.
Not everybody. But
I didn't have to do anything.
It was like random checks, I think.
I was free. They knew I didn't know how to do it. So
I saw at least 100, 200 people complain about it on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw K-Rab was having struggle.
Yeah.
Are you Mr. Jesse James 88 again?
No.
What are you? Or do you not want to reveal?
No,
it's okay.
It's I'm Pretty Smart Pawns.
Go on.
My screen name.
Explain yourself, sir.
You watch The Wire?
I have not.
You've never watched The Wire?
I have not.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I've also never watched Breaking Bad.
I mean, I don't care about Breaking Bad.
Really? Because I feel like that's the one I feel like.
I'm actually with you on that. I feel like I always get hated out for this, but I think The Wire is considerably better than Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I mean, Breaking Bad is the white trash version of The Wire. Like that's really what it is.
Yeah, it's the meth version of The Wire. Yeah.
Well, then what is The Wire?
Oh, that's the black side.
Depends who you ask, man.
We're going to Baltimore, man.
Yeah, I mean, I am familiar with all the characters of both shows, just from being exposed to it, but I've never seen it up either.
Oh my God, I feel like you would get really into The Wire.
The Wire is so good.
That's kind of a fear, right? It's like, how many seasons is this?
It's long. It's 5 seasons, and each episode's like an hour long.
Right, that's
There's only like 12 episodes per season.
You grinded 3 seasons of Alone in a week.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
I was sick.
What was the last TV show I can put you on to?
I don't remember.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh my God.
How to Get Away with Murder.
Those were dark times, man.
How to Get Away with? I think Ashley was. That was like her guilty pleasure show.
It's so fucking bad. It's so bad.
I love shows like that.
Me too. It's so awful. And it was like during the pandemic. It was like dark times. I'm just spending like 9 hours a day watching this dumb fucking show. It's like 13 seasons. I watched it all the way until the final season. And there was a small gap before they put it out. And I go, absolutely not. I don't care if they get away with it. They just kept killing people. They had an accidental death of some sort that they were trying to cover up, and then it just results in them just like killing more and more and more people. It's just like, this is not how you get away with murder. It's not murder more people. You can't just like kill everybody.
I mean, technically, if you killed everyone,
well, yeah,
no one's
everyone.
Around,
they're showing you how, but
then there's no one left to
not
punish
that you can, just how you do it, but not that it's possible.
Michelle was watching. She just finished. It's called like Pretty Little Liars.
Oh yeah,
and
that's been a while done. That's been done for a while, right?
It was on. I get into her shows, obviously, but like, you know, Bravo stuff. But like the acting was so bad. I'm like, how can you sit here and watch this? It's just so awful. But she's like, that's part of the fun. Like,
can I tell you something very personal about me, Lamana?
Sure.
Lamana, Brian.
Every year on my birthday, Ashley makes me food, puts on the movie Pitch Perfect.
I love Pitch Perfect.
And then just leaves the room. She doesn't want to watch Pitch Perfect.
That's amazing.
It's the best birthday present.
It's such a good movie.
Are you telling me that you know the Cup song?
Yeah.
It's a top 5 chick flick. What's that?
You know the Cup song then, right?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Get him a cup.
I have dreams to this day of hiring a voice coach because I'm like the worst.
Yeah,
same.
Me too. Yeah, I can't.
Let's
sing
all
at
do it. Let's make a pact, like a prop bet sort of.
We could become an acapella group.
Melissa can teach you.
Let's do it. I'm really
barbershop quartet.
Who's gonna be the high? I'm baritone bass for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I
can get up.
My
there.
range is pretty mid. Little man is so goddamn tone deaf.
I mean, don't worry.
Like I can't sing either, but at least I understand the capacity of my voice, and it's just like very low octaves.
It's so funny though when when I'm in my car and I turn the volume up as loud as it goes and I sing, I sound like a great.
But also like
myself
I do too, buddy.
But he has like that voice modulation problem where it's like the same single tone and it just gets louder.
Oh man.
It's so funny. Yeah. Like sometimes people will record in the car, like their significant other, like belting it out to music, and then they just
stop the music
all the way down, and then just like sound like, and it's like, what the fuck?
It truly is one of those. Why would you fucking do that moments?
How could you?
You knew what this was gonna be. You just exposed me for the whole world to see.
Yeah. You really hit that high note. You're just like Beyonce.
That's the one I was thinking of too.
It's like that one time when you're like a kid and you like record yourself and you hear yourself back for the first time and you're just like,
no.
Oh, it's horrifying.
That's awful. That's so bad.
Yeah, it's really
it's
atrocious.
bad for everybody. Like,
didn't stop me.
No one has a good time.
Like there's nobody that thinks like, oh, like my voice is good. Like I like my voice. It's always like, that's what I sound like to you.
Yeah.
Really?
I like my speaking voice for what it's worth, but not my singing voice. No way.
Speaking voice is good.
No way. Unless we're doing a round of living on a prayer, in which case,
yes,
I'm all for. Which, by the way, you didn't ruin it. I'm not gonna go that far.
I added character to it.
Well, you blew out everyone's fucking eardrums.
I added character.
Give me an excuse to sing, man.
I added. You are a character.
Wait, so you like your speaking voice, but you don't like your singing voice?
Oh, my singing voice is atrocious.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, if you put me in a group like. If we're soccer chanting in a melody, I'll fit in. I'll blend in. You know, I'm there. I'm right there.
All right,
totally fine.
All right,
we like to sing a little on this pod. You know, sometimes the mood strikes and Conrad tries to shoot it down, but we get in there.
Well, I feel like if you like your speaking voice, that's 80% of the battle. We'll get you there in the singing voice, and then we'll have an a cappella group.
There you go.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the show? What the fuck was it called? It was an a cappella contest with Nick Lachey, and Ben Folds was one of the judges.
No way.
It's so good. It's so good.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
It was 3 seasons. My dream girl was on it. Nicole Scherzinger.
The girl from the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah. Other than being from Ohio, she's perfect.
Since I can't sing, you guys start the a cappella group. I'll learn sign language. I'll be the person on the side signing everything you're doing.
Have you ever heard someone that was like trying to be a sign language impersonator on one of them and then gets like arrested for like a concert?
What?
Just doing like random signs. They just wanted to be like on the stage.
Oh, what you're talking about?
Like when people have concerts, sometimes they have sign language.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
Someone did this and got arrested. Just throwing up like fake signs.
Right. No, that's just I'll actually learn signs.
What? All right. While we got you in studio, the Sing Off. That was the name of it. Pentatonics was from that. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Shaggy, in the chat. Appreciate you.
You know what? During COVID, I think Ben Folds was playing shows where he would just what was the app called where you would just randomly pair with someone and talk to them?
Like Omegle.
Chat roulette.
Chat roulette.
Chat
That was
another
it.
one.
He was using chat roulette, and so like people would chat roulette into him, and they'd just be like on this giant screen at a concert.
Oh, it's so
Could
dope.
you imagine?
Yeah,
That's super dope.
Wait, were you guys all on chat roulette?
No,
I was never on chat roulette. I just knew what it was.
yeah, I thought chat roulette was only for sexting. To be honest,
That's how it evolved to.
yeah, everything usually
Devolved to.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, everything usually does. Snapchat was the most innocent app of all time, and then they realized it disappears. It's
Yeah.
like,
I can do a lot of shit on here.
I got some ideas. Do you have a side in the Landon Becker bet?
Careful.
Have you bet?
no, I didn't bet on it. I think if I saw anybody posting a line that was like over like 1.15 or 1.2, I would have just taken whoever was getting laid the price.
I would
like variance.
I would have taken either side at 1.05.
Yeah, I mean,
your
variance is super
mentor,
high.
your
People
mentor's
don't know.
laying me quite a price.
Who's my mentor?
Vanessa.
She laid you a big price.
We crossbook 11 to 10%.
What?
Uncapped.
Who did she want?
Becker.
Interesting.
So I get 11% of Landon, she gets 10% of Becker.
Wow.
Yeah, it's free money.
Yeah, I mean that's there's a lot of variance in poker tournaments.
A lot of variance.
In these 25,000 player.
Yeah, and when I'm of the impression my man's a favorite here at evens. Are you okay?
He's just hungry.
You okay? You want to you want to dip into the Chipotle chips?
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah, you want to drink, Conrad?
He's got a few.
Why didn't we send him to the fucking horseshoe today?
I don't know.
What would you say you do here?
He gets it popping, man.
The intro's over.
Nobody looks more comfortable in their element than
Right.
Conrad.
What's his element?
You want to check?
Anywhere he is his
The element of
Yeah,
surprise.
That is true. That is true. All right, so you didn't bet it.
I didn't bet it. I'll say this: going into the World Series, if you want to like pose this as like Landon is the GTO kid,
Yeah.
and Jeremy is like the exploit guy.
Right.
Going into the series, I would have taken Landon because I think that poker's getting harder, and people don't, recognize that like even like bad players play like somewhat tight and like closer to a correct style of play than we'd like to believe. And then having spent 5 days in the trenches, I want to completely change that. So I'd probably take the exploit guy at this point.
Yeah.
Although, like, you get to like last 4 tables of a tournament, I'm guessing that it's considerably tougher.
That's where obviously all the money is,
Yeah.
and that's where we saw Landon yesterday. Final 5 tables of the event.
Yeah.
Don't let this man fool you though. He's like, yeah, he knows the fucking game tree. My guy's out there exploiting. Okay, he's just raise folding the king queen versus big blind 3-bet. Like, fuck you guys. Shut
Happy
me
with
this
that
four
decision.
off.
Let's go. That's
Like he doesn't.
I'm not happy about it.
People
You said
think
you were happy with your decisions.
people think that he's incapable.
I'm happy that I did it. I'm not happy that I had to do it.
Can you lower your mic, please? It's just like
No,
it's
Papa
in the middle of your
We
forehead.
want to see your
I'm gonna
beautiful
have
face.
to move.
Or-
The
or-
issue is
Sit up straight then. I
hard.
don't know what to tell you, man.
Maybe, yeah,
It's Jesse, you have no idea how hard it is to run a podcast, okay?
I mean,
Speaking of-
Berkey,
speaking of that, Seiver's name is spelled incorrectly in our thing.
That's for engagement.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's for engagement.
That's how we do it.
we're engaging right now.
that is sharp.
Relax.
You could have just quietly changed it.
Well, I mean, we were talking about the podcast and the things we go through.
It's hard to run a fucking podcast.
He's just adding another point.
Have you seen the cartoon Rudolph? I'm sure you have as a
Like
kid,
the
right?
red-nosed
the
reindeer?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know how they all get banished to the island of misfit toys.
I was gonna say that's why.
Yes, I do
That's why
remember.
Glenn
Holy
says we're all misfits.
Yeah,
we're the misfits.
and the ice miser and the heat miser are chasing after them.
I've actually referred to your guys' group as I was like, Berkey's living the poker guy dream. I was like, he's just like living with like this wonderful group of poker
Misfits.
like misfits. Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
I do not live with Berkey.
And you guys have this.
Everyone
No,
thinks
but
that
you're
I
the
live
lead. You're the lead fucking misfit. You're the.
I'm the manager. I'm the one who keeps.
Yeah,
this
you're
thing
the-
going.
You're E. You got like your own little house in the back of the
Right.
property, and you act like you're on your own. But really, you're part of the team, dude.
We know who you
He's
are.
like, no, I live by myself. If any girl asks.
I'm sure you do.
On Rudolph, he's the elf that wants to become a dentist. I'm gonna get out of here someday.
Who doesn't like to make toys?
You know, at the end of every World Series, I dream of being a dentist.
What?
Just get my 150 a year with
What the fuck are you
with
talking
healthcare
about?
included.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Bro,
you spend 6 weeks at the World
You
Series. of
don't
poker.
have. Listen, you're a young, strapping man. I know you keep yourself in good shape, but like you're old now, bro.
I'm not saying I could be a dentist.
You don't have 8 years to put into medical school to get the fucking license to
Yes,
become
he
a dentist.
does.
No, he doesn't.
I see this shit on TikTok all the time. They're like, I went back to school.
Those
You
people-
can do it too.
Those people are dumb.
I'm not saying like I would ever be it. Like
Right,
I could
you're not
handle
actually gonna
school to be
pursue
a
it,
dentist. I
correct,
just
yeah.
wish I could teleport into the body of a person who's
dentist.
already
No,
a
you
dentist.
fucking don't. No,
You
you
know,
don't. That's why you
I
chose
don't right
this
now, but
path.
in 6 weeks I will.
You're right.
Every
You're right.
year.
We will all go through a small lull where we regret the decisions that we've made and the $100,000 that we've lost, and we wish that it was just a 9-to-5 grind where we were getting a check.
Yeah.
But if you actually had to work 2,000 hours a year on someone else's time frame or like time, no. Absolutely. We chose this life for a reason, man. We want the freedom to steal someone's parking spot, drink their coffee, and come on their fucking show. You know?
I feel like
Can't
dentists
you just
don't
let me
work.
have this one, Berkey? Can't I just dream about
Yes,
being
if you
a
would have picked
dentist?
something other than a dentist, I think I would have
That's
let you
fair,
have
yeah.
this. But, like, you know, dream big, kid. Don't take a step back.
Dentists are like always on vacation. You know, they got like
They
a
are.
lot.
They're always at the
vaca-
poker table.
Yeah, they're playing poker.
Three
they're
dentists
You're
yesterday.
Yeah,
basically a
every once in a
dentist.
while they stumble into the office, clean somebody's teeth, and then go back to play
By
poker.
the way, nobody gambles harder than dentists.
Oh, they really do.
It's
Of course-
crazy.
I mean, they're like they're the equivalent of what was Russ once upon a time?
Actuary.
Yeah, they're
That's
equivalent of an actuary.
I-
Like what a boring life.
I played with a dentist at the Wynn. This was years ago. You know what he told me? He told me flossing's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
He said he's like, just make sure you brush your teeth every day, and you know, just like don't just like you know do like normal things. You don't need to floss every day. He's like, that's crazy. I'm like,
It sounds like we
okay.
just finally found the like fifth dentist who doesn't recommend the
Base dentist. There's someone on like Hustler, I think, whose name is like the dentist, and he's Max Gamble.
Sammy the dentist used
Let's
to play
go.
in Reno.
Oh, yeah.
They would build games around him.
Now he was the exact opposite. This guy was flossing
such
at
a
the
fuck-
table.
yeah.
He was literally
true.
like he would eat and then he would just leave immediately after like for 20 minutes to floss.
So
and
who's
then
right?
come back.
For 20 minutes.
Oh, at least 20 minutes. I mean, this guy was like the
Based.
cleanest teeth you've ever seen.
Oh man.
Yeah, how's the teeth of the guy that doesn't floss?
I don't know.
Our tangents are just I mean like this is what you guys signed up for when we have Jesse in here once a week.
Jesse in to talk about
I promise you I can promise you
good stuff,
I will promise you for the next 6 weeks or however long this lasts, I promise you there will never be a run of show when Jesse's in studio.
middle of
It's-
the World Series and we haven't talked poker at all.
It's fine. All I want to do is get the graphic up of Landon's bet versus Becker so we can update the fans where we're at this point.
Throw it up
I
there. I
believe
think
you've taken a small
Yeah.
lead.
Yeah, up 10K.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I want to know how it felt too. Like you had a big run.
How it
5
felt
days
to
in, that's a
get
nice-
29th. Yeah, it felt good, honestly. Like, I scammed someone early in the day where they open. I jammed 17 bigs from the small blind with ace 5 off. He has 9s and I rivered an ace. And it was like,
Nice.
his call is normal, my jam is normal. And it's like, oh, if I just lose this, I'll find something else to do. Probably play the 5K.
Sure.
But I didn't. And I won that one and then won a few other pots. Tripled it off with queen 7 on 10, 5, deuce, ace 5. Almost got called by a 10. Keyword being almost. So that was nice. And then, yeah, you know, it feels. I had like 2.4 million at 30K, which was like
I saw
obviously
that.
a,
It was a
a
lot.
fucking
80
ton.
80 bigs.
And it's crazy how different that stack looks when you have like the smallest chip denomination left in the tournament versus when they color it all up.
Yeah.
And
They color up so fast in these days.
And for me, like, it's nicer because I just, it makes it easier
It's
for me
better
to
for the
count.
online guys for sure.
Like, I'm looking at, like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the greens, and this isn't a full stack of greens. Like, because I want to know exactly how much I have.
Right.
Not like an estimate of how much I have or how much somebody has, because the difference between a couple big blinds is the difference between playing open jams on the button versus playing min raise, you know? At least that's how all the online guys think about the game.
Nerds have ruined the game.
Sure.
We used to build
And now you
goddamn
gambled
castles.
on the nerd.
Of course I gambled on the nerd. What am I going to gamble on the non-nerd? I mean, I do enough
many
of,
people are.
I do enough of that on myself. Like, you guys just,
Jesse 5 days in wants the non-nerd.
you have no idea how beautiful
Yeah, but I
this,
still root for you, buddy.
Yeah.
you have no idea how beautiful this game used to be. I mean, we had fucking castles, and they were the least functional like, you would be 35 big blinds deep and just have 26 full barrels of chips.
Guys
in
were
front
building
of you.
bridges.
Yeah.
Little bridges.
With like 20 bigs.
Yeah,
It's
25
How,
bit-
much,
I
how
mean-
much you playing? He's like, I don't know.
Honestly,
couple
like,
bridges worth.
functionality speaking, like, it was ridiculous what they used to allow us to do, because like paying off a 15 big blind bet took 5 fucking minutes. Okay, it was absurd. It was absolutely absurd, but it did create this like wonderful atmosphere where people thought they were so much deeper than they actually. You know what I mean? Like, look at that stack Jay Merce got in front of him right there. He's 13 big blinds effective.
Right.
Okay.
Beautiful thing.
That's
dude.
what I
He's still got
bagged
one
for
K
this
chip. It's like an FT, and he's got 1 K chip.
Yeah, he's
Insane.
fucking, he's 13 bigs effective here.
Like, look.
And you know what? It gave these people this like belief that they had so much playability. Like, they're cold calling 3 bets with pocket 3s trying to set mine, and they only have a pot sized bet behind.
It
they
is
didn't
true.
know.
More
Wait,
chips
do you
you
have a picture of the Jamie Gold year, the FT? Because that's one of the
Jesus
best
Christ!
stacks.
His stack literally spilled into the pot. It was so like
That might be it.
No, that's
Oh, no.
that's 1/10 of what Jamie had.
It was like when they were heads up, and it was like literally half the table was Jamie's chips.
I think that they just like were capped at what the biggest chip in play was. See if you can go like chip stack.
There's some of them.
There's some of them.
It was different back then, man. In 2012, when I went deep in the main, they asked me to color up on multiple times, and I was just like, no.
Merce used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
He was rigid about like, fuck no, I will not color up.
Right.
And it's honestly, it was annoying.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, it looks cool and everything, but it's like, bro, like,
Looks intimidating.
I just
maybe.
bet quarter pot,
I
and
think
you
it
had to
does.
put 5 barrels of fucking
Right.
chips in the
Maybe
middle.
he's right, though. Maybe it looks scary, you know? Like, you don't
Yeah.
want to play a
Look at all
pot
those
versus a
chips.
guy that has a billion gazillion chips. But
Look at
they
all
I mean,
those
yeah,
chips.
That's
for
kind
sure.
of crazy.
Takes up like a third of the table.
The crazy thing is, I have no idea which one's the higher denomination, the red or the green.
He was
in
cheating?
my head, huh?
He was cheating?
No, but I'm just saying, like,
hiding the big chips?
that's a great example. So like here where he busts Wasika or whatever, like they're probably only like 30 40 big blinds effective.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like this man has like 7 racks of chips.
It's amazing.
What a great time to be alive. God, I miss the good old days.
Like, you can't count people's chips sometimes. You can't even count how many stacks that guy has.
Right.
Right.
It's
It's just
Yeah.
too many.
Like, I asked
Just, like,
somebody.
Just has more than me.
I asked somebody
Yeah, it
deep
doesn't
in this
matter.
tournament.
You're the effective stack, so.
And I was like, how much do you have? And I just couldn't see because some people do like the bear hover over their chips, you know, like, and asking them is like basically you trying to say that like you want to attack them and their entire bloodline. I was like, how much do you have? Because he's in the big blind, you know.
Yeah.
I can only see these 2 stacks of green chips, and that's $1 million at 40K. So, you have 25 bigs. He's I got more than you, bro, and just like moves his hands up like this, and like I see blue chips. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, I just didn't want to make a mistake, man. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to get any live reads on asking
Wants
you
to say
this.
anything about your family.
Yeah, like I just want to look at what someone has before I look at my cards
Right.
to make a decision, because
Yeah.
it looks weirder, or like you look more interested when most of the time you never say anything, and then you look at your hands and you're like, oh, how much do you have? It's like, that looks different than asking beforehand and
Right.
then
Yeah,
making
yeah.
your decision.
Yeah.
And I act fast anyways if I'm not going to have a decision. So I'm just saving time.
I mean, you're on one hand, you're absolutely right, but on the other hand, you're at a poker table, and being right doesn't mean a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't sit well.
Great way of putting it. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
look,
being
man,
right really doesn't sit well with others.
Yeah, exactly. People don't like right.
It's like if I was playing online, like this would never be a question. You know, I see how many big blinds you have, and that's it.
If you say online one more time, I'm gonna switch who I'm betting on.
Never do that.
Gonna break
I'll
that wand right over your head.
I'll just arb it. You know, I'll just take my free 10% and fucking move on with my
Are you
life.
gonna make sure that the action's on or off beforehand?
Oh well, let's not get into
you
that.
can probably get more than 10% and Landon books another win soon.
That's true.
You can get some real good price here.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
a
Start
heater.
arbing. Yeah.
Fuck.
The funny part is like the biggest aspect of the us being ahead in the bet right now is that J-Back's double bricked the 5K yesterday and then also another event.
I think he only played it once.
Oh,
but
okay,
either
okay.
way, I mean,
He final table something though, didn't he?
he FT'd the win 1100 turbo for 6th place.
Motherfucker's just a makeup eater. Like he's just out there fucking plucking like 5-figure scores all day long.
He's gonna final table at
Chiseling
least,
away, you know?
at least like 6 one-day events. For sure.
For sure. But
Yeah.
like he can, like you can just spot him all that and it's like, okay, here's $80,000. That's great. But that's like still only going to be half of your buy-ins for the summer. And you know, you've wasted all of this time. Like Landon on the very first day played 4 events in 4 different venues for a grand total of like
minus $1.
$3,500 worth of buy-ins.
Berkey just sent him the gift of Michael Jordan being like, stop. Get some help.
Yeah, and he lost like $1. I go, please don't ever have another day like this all summer long.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, man.
you're gonna play 1,000 hours over the next 6 weeks. I don't need you running to the Aria to play a 600 where your ROI is fucking $66.
Valid.
You know, it's
I
like
could have won the all in though and maybe won the tournament, but I didn't.
great. But like at the
Coulda
end of the
won
day,
$40,000.
that's not going to be what wins or loses this bet.
No,
for
it's
us.
not.
You winning a goddamn bracelet because you're not fucking exhausted.
That would win an event.
You know,
That would win.
That would help.
That would help.
I don't think you understand how much heart my man has over here.
I think he
No,
understands.
I do
I
understand.
think he
600 all
understands
day long,
exactly how
baby.
much heart it is.
It's too much heart.
Right. It's it's not that it's too much heart. It's just it's not focused heart. You know, like I need that
He needs to be
desire.
locked in.
His desire to be in action. I need to be just solely focused on wanting a bracelet.
Like the 5K today.
Oh, is it only bracelet bets that count?
No, but there's an additional bonus where if they play a mutually played bracelet event and he wins it, $100K.
Oh, I see.
That's nice.
That is nice.
So now it's like $350 for winning a bracelet,
Okay.
which is big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
winning
huge.
winning the 6 max would have been sick.
At the end of the day, like again, the majority of the time, this bet just comes out near a wash, right? It's gonna be plus or minus like 10K one way or the other. But the person that wins the bracelet, they get
you really
a lot
get
of
'em.
money.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just like
Bottom line.
And you're spending your time at the Aria 600.
Which by the way, J-Beck's like got 4th for 10K.
Of course. It wasn't the Aria 600. It was the Win 1100 Turbo.
Okay, sorry,
And
sorry.
I just wanted to gamble. I just wanted to play some poker. I haven't played live in a while.
I'm glad you got it
I
out
was
of your
locked in.
system.
I felt good. If I was tired, I wouldn't have played.
You know what the worst part is? J-Bex would only won like 9,800 if Landon hadn't registered.
No, it's not mutually played.
No,
Oh,
I'm
you're saying because they were just at
he
less
added
than the prize pool.
Yeah.
Very reasonable.
I didn't play the one that he FT'd. I didn't play the Aria either. So
Okay.
let's calm down, okay?
All right, well that's fair. Maybe you should have.
Let's
Okay,
really-
you could have been the stopper.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse. Let's. We're gonna introduce one final thing. I don't know if you did. I think you did this with us when we were in the Bahamas, but we do a daily segment called In the Muck, and it's kind of a hand review, but it's also like a bigger idea of like, you know how sometimes you're just playing and you just feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm in the muck. That's this segment. So we're gonna head and get into that.
Okay, we got another user submission. This comes from V8 Splasher. I love the title just because it rhymes. It says "Too thin at the win?" ?
Wow.
So
Someone pay him for that.
yeah, right. Too thin at the win. So they're playing 2-5 at the win. He's got the bullets. He's got the red aces, and
And he submitted a bad beat story,
Right.
just like he told us.
Under the gun +1 opens to 15.
I hate it.
And we're in the hijack. We make it 50. We are 1,500 effective, so 300 big blinds effective. Folds back around to the original Razor, who flats, and the flop comes Now, for the people that the old school, Academy members, this is the board. Well, it's rainbow instead of two-tone, but you've got the Queen 10-8 board, right? Rainbow, Queen of Spades, 10 of Clubs, 8 of Hearts. It goes check, check on the flop. Turn is the King of Diamonds, and the under the gun +1 leads for 100, which is about pot. We call, and the turn is the 10 of Diamonds pairing the board. And we get another lead of 225 into 307. And now we decide to get thin at the win, and we make it 775. And after some hemming and hawing, we get a call by pocket eights. So I don't know why,
river, but
I don't know if they were hemming and hawing because they wanted to raise or because they were going to try to fold. But what do we think here, boys? Do we like, first of all, I think pre-flop is standard, obviously. But on the flop, do we like the check back?
yeah, I like check back.
Yeah.
I think check back's nice. I think river's too thin because you have to get called by worse.
Right. Yeah.
And like king queen might just like ravage jam on you in theory at least.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happier seeing a fold on the river than a raise. Honestly, at like the 2-5 game at the win, unless I haven't played it forever, but
I just beat them in the pot and expect to lose, but hey.
Fold the aces on the river?
I just feel like in live poker, like when but we're not playing 2-5 online. Like in live poker when
we're playing live, we're in the streets.
Get him, he said online. Get him.
When you check back in a 3-bet pot and the turn is an overcard that hits the check back or more and they lead
into you.
They just have the goods 100% of the time. And then he also bet pot. Which
Jesse's played so much limit, man,
strong.
but he knows.
Yeah, and then he bet pot, so he just has it.
It's just always value.
And then he bet big again, which means he has it twice.
Yeah,
but
I honestly feel terrible about it on the turn, and I would take one off because we have a gut shot and an overpair.
Take one off.
And then
take a day off,
on the river, I honestly would consider. I'd prefer. I think that fold will perform better than raise.
Get that mic in front of your face.
All right, I think fold will perform better than raise in a live setting.
So,
yeah, you're
probably right.
I mostly agree with your assessment. I think it can still be king queen on the turn, which we now beat.
Yeah.
So I think call. I think call outperforms everything. In rank order, I think you're right. I think it's call, fold, raise, and I think raise is bordering on bluffing.
Right. So are we bluffing?
You're trying to get a 10 maybe to hero fold or
no, we're just trying to get called by king jack or something, but it doesn't do this.
No. I don't think that's a thing. Right. I don't even know if king queen bets river. To be quite frank,
this is the issue, right? I think it would bet the river because you could call by ace king.
Right? Yeah, you
call by ace king. You call by king jack that checks back.
I understand what king queen beats and should do and all these other things. Yeah. I'm just saying when you face B75 on this board, I'm not so sure you're going to see the king queen suited all that often.
I think you will.
It's kind of interesting because if you're going to talk about
very much though,
you're going to talk about should. He should only have 2 combos of king queen suited, but he might have more. But he also like you said, he should, or maybe not should bet, but he could bet, but will he bet?
Right, and he should have some jack nines. But that's why I'm saying raise almost. First of all, I think if we have a raise on the river, I think it's only jam because I think we're so polar.
We're repping both plus.
Yeah. We're basically saying we're effectively saying 10x plus. Yeah. I think you can raise a 10.
People love to see flops, so I assume
jamming a 10 is
some of the
tough.
king queen offsuits get in there.
Right, because we have to jam a 10 and now get called by a worse hand.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you. Also, we probably shove ace jack and some other hands. So maybe we don't jam a 10, but we definitely jam ace jack.
The river size was 3/4. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's also a non-zero chance that king queen goes some goofy half pot or lower size.
Totally agree. I think people custom size whenever their hand gets weaker.
Yeah. And on rivers in big pots in 300 blinds deep, they always custom size.
For sure.
Nobody's in that node enough or whatever.
Yeah. So it's I don't know if this guy's a reg. I don't know if he's a shit reg, a live reg, a online reg. There's just almost no one that I would play raise versus because the target's just too narrow.
Yeah, because you have to get called by a worse hand. It's not about having the best hand. It's about getting paid by worse and ending the action versus potentially versus someone good, like playing bet Ravage Jam with
I think
King
there was
Queen.
some context.
And I
to
think
the
you
play.
see that with his raised size also because it's kind of custom.
It is custom. It's
Right.
like I have a hand that's worth more than the board, but I'm not happy about it.
Right.
Also,
Which-
like, well, I know he value raised because he said too thin, but like, if we're gonna bluff, like, you just have way too many candidates that have a pair like that touch the board, like Queen
Yeah.
Jack or something.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the check back on the flop?
I think it's good when you're this deep. Queen's bad for you because the 3-better calls a lot of suited queens, and we have more kings.
I would imagine. Well, I mean, without looking at it, I would guess we play check back here, like, with range, maybe 30.
I'd say 40%.
35%. Yeah. And I would imagine ace is just like
It's a nice
kind
one.
of just like split.
He showed him a bluff. The very very prior hand. He showed him he showed him a bluff in the 3-bet pot.
The meta.
So like,
I would just pay- I
maybe he
would
thought he
pay.
could get thin because he just showed him a bluff.
Yeah, I
Wrong.
guess if that's the case, I would just induce. Like if I was gonna play raise, then I would click, like trying to get whatever. Because
Something
the
crazy
thing
to-
is that you don't really get to target calls any longer, right? Like nothing really bluff catches well here that we beat. The good bluff catchers are 10x, like Jack 10. That's the good bluff catch, right? So
Bluff catch with trips, yeah.
right. Well, I mean,
Like
honestly,
we're value catching, right? Because he can have king queen, and then he also has bluff sometimes.
yeah, so it's like when we raise with aces in position, king queen just either wants to bluff itself or kind of give up. You know what I mean? So if I were gonna like quote unquote get too thin with aces, and I was playing into the meta of like, oh, he just bluffed me, like he might have too many hands here. Effectively, what I'm trying to do is just isolate his Jack X range and see if I can get him to do something stupid, right? So it's like what I'm actually saying is like, okay, I lose to all the value that B75s, but there's a portion of his range that's bluffing for bet 75. Maybe I can just like min raise versus that and get him to spaz jam.
The issue is what
But you
jack.
just get fucked.
Like what
Well,
jack does he have?
It's like queen jack, king jack suited, like queen jack suited,
But a king
jack
comes.
10 fucks you. Yeah,
A king comes and he bets the turn. It's not queen
Yeah,
jack.
and you bet the
Yeah.
river, like.
yeah,
right.
yeah. You're just
There's
Also-
no jack.
Also, here's the issue with that meta thing is like, anytime you value bet or value raise, you need to be beating half the hands that call you, right? And like he bet like on his river bet, like half the hands that bet the river there, you're not beating. So like even if you're like, oh, I have like the sick read that he'll like hero me off, it's like, well, he still just has more hands that are beating you.
Right,
than-
yeah.
So it doesn't really, you don't want to be putting more money in the pot, essentially.
It's also just like the 10x range isn't really that existent either because I think Jack 10 is going to check the turn because the king is a scary card. So like goes back to the Jesse point
Yeah.
of this card really bad for the 3-bet caller, but he's betting really big anyways. That's incongruent.
well, the 10x range exists, but it's now full houses, so it's not solo.
it has
10x.
to bet the turn.
Right, like queen 10, king 10, those are going to bet the turn.
Right,
10 8
value
suited.
hands.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm
where's
saying.
the bluff? Like Jack 10 is just going to check.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, Jack 10's going to check. Jack 7 suited folds pre. Jack 8 suited folds pre. Jack 9's a straight.
Yeah.
Queen Jack's a pair.
I think I agree with you that like when we land on river and he bets, I think he has like no folds and maybe nothing worse to call with.
It's really hard to find bluffs too.
Like, he might have
He has
folds,
to have
but
like
he's
ace
bluffing.
king.
Right?
He
He
has
might
to, no, he has to have like ace king.
that didn't 4-bet.
Yeah, but that's 300 blinds effective. That's pretty reasonable.
The meta. I get it though.
Also-
and we have 2 aces and there's a
Also
king
very
on the
fair.
board.
Yes,
right?
trust me. I don't think we're gonna get seen.
I
or
just
we're
mean
gonna
like
show
I
these hands
think
a
we
lot.
either like win versus stuff that won't pay the raise, or he's bluffing and we win anyways.
Right.
So raise does
agree.
nothing good for
I
us.
think in order of what performs best, it's like call fold that are like very close, and then
bluff
and
ravage
then
jam.
raise, which is just like losing money.
Bluff ravage.
What is he bluffing with when we have 2 aces?
Like under pair to the board,
Yeah,
but he has to find those on the
Nines.
turn, which doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it has to be like nines or
I mean,
jacks.
if you ask me like
Yeah,
what I
nines or
think the
jacks.
machine pulls from, like pocket threes,
Sure, yeah, but
but that's not happening, right?
Yeah.
It's a king, and you have 2 threes. Your
I
hand's
just
dead.
think he might have almost. I mean, yeah, I guess he could have like ace 5 of spades occasionally, but
Right.
it's
And we have
just
2
so hard
aces?
to- yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean maybe or more intuitively, like people turn jacks into a double barrel bluff here.
You're trying to get him to fold like ace queen or
Nines.
something with jacks.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right. Once again, hands that we beat.
Yeah,
that won't
Jacks,
pay the
Jacks
raise.
is a nice one, actually. I didn't think about. Jacks.
I don't think it
That'd
plays
be a
this
good
way,
But
one.
it's
though.
weird because like you don't want to bet the turn
Hey,
with it.
open-ended.
Yeah,
Right.
you really don't.
You'd rather
Yeah.
just check and hope they check back, and when they don't, like maybe you could start to bluff with it as a check raise or whatever. But
You
Or
have
you
to be
just
a very
beat-
sophisticated player to start betting the turn with jacks.
You just beat like
essentially.
Agreed.
9s for the 3-better, right? You just beat
Yeah.
like 8-7 suited sometimes.
Yeah,
so now
yeah.
you're bluffing with a hand that can actually just win in a check down line.
yeah. Well, let's see what the wizard has to say about this one.
Incongruent.
It is incongruent.
This is what the wand is for. It's
All right, so obviously out of position, pure check. We're going to be mixing between check and B40.
40%. 40%.
Look at him claiming the win.
I said 40%.
I was just about to claim the win, saying I said 35.
You said 30 at first, and I said 40. You said, yeah, 35. Go back to the clip.
Okay.
Roll the clip.
All right.
We needed this one.
I just find it hilarious. You just jumped
I'm
to
just
the
happy
win.
I said 40. I'm right.
All right, well, I'm happy I said 35.
Yeah, you can be. You're great.
So it looks like specifically with aces, he's still betting like half the time, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought it was going to
you said that.
basically mix about half.
The clip confers.
Part of it has to do with basically I think that you have some blocking power over potential bluffs as well as values. So like ace of spades, ace of diamonds, for instance, is doing a lot more checking as it only has one of the backdoor combos, whereas like ace of spades, ace of hearts is going to play a little bit more aggressively. I think this probably has to do with like your opponent's ace jack suiteds type of hands.
Yeah.
You're just not getting check raised nearly as often.
You don't get check raised when they
when
have,
you have both the back doors. Yeah.
When they have a backdoor, they're not going to check raise you as much because they have less equity.
You mean when they don't have a backdoor?
Correct. When they don't have a backdoor, they don't check raise.
You said when they do. But yeah.
Did I?
I'm not trying to be pedantic. I'm just trying to be clear.
When they have the backdoor, they will check raise you more.
Agreed.
When they don't have
Yes.
one, they will check raise you less.
Yes, we're on the same page. And you can see like for us, ace king is like really aggressive here, right? So like the over pairs are kind of forced to play a bit of a mix in order to pair match with the ace king offs. The suited gets to go hard because it's going to have the backdoor and it's just going to have nice barrels. Same is going to hold true for like ace jack. Even ace queen does like a lot of check back, which I think is very non-intuitive.
Yeah, I mean the board gets really scary pretty quick, right? Like a
It's
9,
vulnerable.
a
It's just super
jack.
vulnerable. Yeah.
It's like your hand's vulnerable, which is bad to start shoveling money in because the board has decided that you might lose this one.
Right. I think this is a really good example of where board coverage starts to carve out your aggressive range. So when you look at queen jack, it's nearly a pure bet. When you look at king queen and ace queen, it's nearly a pure check. And that I don't think really resonates well with people because it's like, well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Queen jack is clearly an inferior hand. It's like, yeah, it is, but we get the bet over pairs more frequently than we do the ace queen. So queen jack gives us nice coverage on potential runouts like a 9. We'll already have coverage with our ace king, kings, and aces when a turn comes to king or an ace, et cetera, et cetera. The ace queen is just like so vulnerable to runouts that I don't think it wants to start shoveling money in early in the hand. So when we do play check back and we see the turn king of diamonds, I would imagine we're going to see more block bets, like 40% out of position. Yeah. Oh no, I'm wrong. It's super polar.
Yeah.
I was going to say they probably just play a super high check frequency, so if they do bet, it's just like big.
Oh,
but-
look. Pocket
that's fair.
fours. Yeah. It's like, yeah, they're saying like this card is terrible for you when you're deciding to bet. You don't get to go small.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That's true.
like this is a bad card. This is
Not a good one.
Yeah.
a bad
I mean,
card.
this is just like a easy spot where you could simplify by just playing only checks
Yeah.
on the turn.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
people just
Check.
like kind of do. I don't know if they've like run the numbers and decide they're going to play like only checks, or if they're just like, that's a bad card, so I check.
It's
but either
that
way,
one. The
yeah.
easier one is the correct answer.
Yeah.
King, scary. He checked back. He has ace king, and now he turned to king. And he's still
Or
betting.
I beat ace king, so I bet.
That's right. This
Yeah.
is the way, Jesse. He's played enough live.
I think if we take away the 2e size, which almost no one's going to find, certainly.
It's just like infinite X pot, like 2X pot or something.
Yeah, it's 218%.
Right. So you bet a little bit more, but
So if you choose
Same
pot,
hands.
if you choose pot, you get to go a little bit wider, but it's still same hand class.
ace wheel suited, like Jesse said.
Right. So the difference was we weren't really betting queens and tens previously. We were betting eights at a much higher frequency, and I think that's because it unblocks so much of the call downs, especially after
Like
check
queen
back.
jack, check back, ace
Yeah.
queen.
Exactly.
Wow,
where-
look at Solver just loving Landon's pocket
yeah,
fours.
the pocket four is just pure red.
Yeah.
Just fucking yeet it,
It's
baby.
your worst
beauty.
pair. What else are you gonna do?
And then
They
like
forced my hand.
and like and like Jesse said, the gut shots will go too. So like the ace 5, ace 4, ace 3, which obviously we have pretty heavy blocking over, but like
And just like 7-6, ravage, no blocker, bad gutter.
yeah. Yeah.
You got to find your absolute
go.
nothing to fire away, and that's it.
I would
Well,
not
you have to be
found that
particular
one.
about it too, right? 7-6 actually does have a gut shot, even though it's a shitty one. Where 6-5, 5-4 just have to give up.
Right.
Also, you can already see why raising river makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, look at how polar
This
they
strategy
are. Like,
is.
what,
Yeah.
Are they gonna like bet call pocket fours on
Right,
the
like
river?
they
Right,
basically
you know?
pure check ace king,
And lose to a bluff.
right? Which is like one of the hands that we're trying to get to call us down on the end.
Yeah.
They pretty much pure check these, and if we go
King
the
queen
two,
is what you're really targeting, obviously.
yeah. But when we go the 2E size, you see less of the king queen. Ace king becomes a pure check. You know, there's no queen X betting any longer. So
You
like,
gotta
you can
hope
see,
they somehow bet call with
Right.
king jack, which
like
they're just
queen
never
jack is
do.
never in there. You can see even king 10 doesn't really want to put a lot of money in the
Yeah.
middle, which is pretty shocking because it's a relatively strong hand. King jack gets in there because of board coverage sake. You need some jack X. Obviously, ace jack betting a ton, and then everything else outside of 8 is pretty much bluffing.
By the way, there's probably someone at home like, yeah, but they actually bet ace king on the turn. It's like, yeah, they do, but they bet like 40% of pot. Yeah,
Right, for sure. So aces already starts to mix. Jesse's intuition was really good. Like you call because you're not happy that you have a gut shot and you kind of have to.
Yeah.
But it also just like blocks a lot. I mean, you block the nuts, which is nice. You block ace jack.
Yeah.
It also blocks like a lot of the hands that you're supposed to be beating.
I actually think that the way that people play like psychologically, they're way more likely to bet like something like jack 9 suited and ace jack goes for a check raise because it's the nuts.
Right.
And like, so I was going to ask you if we can note lock it so that they just lose the bluffs and they only bet.
I was going to say, because
sets.
like fours is probably not in there. They're not going to find it a lot of times. There's like the 7-6 they're not going to find.
This is super easy to do. So you could set strategy.
Well, this is the issue when someone has a polar range but doesn't have the bluffs.
Right.
So
You get to fold a lot more.
let's assume they check the nuts here some of the
Yay.
time.
Yeah, it's so much
So they
fun.
bet all sets, all two pairs. And let's say that they bet no top pair.
Here's where fair
or
homies
worse.
right, and you get to fold aces on the turn.
Sorry.
That's why he has
waking
15
up in the
bracelets,
muck,
man.
He's giving it to me every time. It's like, well, you know what? He's kind of right. The goat.
What the heck? What
What have you
I
done?
see what I did.
What have you done?
I see what I did. Okay, so let's say they bet straight 3/4 of the time, sets 3/4 of the time, and let's say they bet two pair half the time. And that's it. Nothing else.
Aces
Aces.
pure fold.
And that's
Aces will pure fold.
You probably have to, versus pot, you probably have to call because you have a gutter and you can counterfeit them.
Maybe.
Right,
No,
Max?
still.
Yeah, still mixed. Wow, you actually start to get some raises in there. So basically it just starts to go for value with king queen because it blocks so many of the value hands.
Yeah.
But that's still very unintuitive to me. Because okay, so say you play raise, what's the response? Like
They ravage jam
Jams.
jacks
you start to fold out the hands that you beat. Wait, why is Jack 10 in here?
because it's open ended and has a.
No, I said two pair plus.
Oh.
I locked it for two pair plus. Oh, I must have forgot to hit lock.
Like.
Yep, that's what happened.
Okay, so now we're going to see something different.
Womp
Yeah.
womp.
Aces are about to fold now.
I think so too.
Jesse's
Yeah,
loving it.
Oh, just put those aces in the muck
Jesse's
first pot.
fold the turn. Fold the turn. Jesse wants to fold the turn.
I'm just not the only one who can dodge bullets.
That's
baby.
right.
What a silly game we play that
I
you just
know.
put $0 in the pot.
You
Let's
three
swap
bet and
with
that's
aces.
Yeah,
it.
you 3 it with aces and just find a check.
You're like,
and then fold.
haha, it's the king of the turn and you bet.
And
You
it's
have a good
correct.
hand. I mean,
Yeah.
he's right. The guy had a good hand. He had a really good hand.
Yeah. You're probably the worst hand he shows up with.
Yeah. King
Okay,
queen.
we got it now, right?
King queen in there.
Oh,
King
yeah,
10
yeah,
suited. King 10
King
suited in there.
Well, I mean, once he bets river, he might not have.
Oh, look at that.
Buy aces. Are they either jam or fold?
Yeah, basically,
Jam or fold? That's kind of dirty.
Yeah.
The shove. on
Never
the turn.
call.
what happens when it's shoved?
So is
oh no,
shoving-
it's not raise. It's not shove. It's just raise pot.
It's
it
2E
raises 2E.
2E raise.
Oh, sorry, it is in the shove. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens
So you
is
can
I saw
bin
the
the two
purple one.
pairs, right?
what happens is you attack their worst two pair.
And the set. You're like, haha, you want to call eights?
Right. So basically,
You don't
basically
block
because
Turning aces into a
straights.
bluff.
you're bluffing with equity, and basically their response is supposed to just bluff catch range, or not range, but like the hands that continue, and you can see like king queen pure folds.
You just start
Yeah.
making
Eights
people
is
fold two
pure
pair.
is basically folding.
Right. Eights is near a pure fold.
Well, yeah, eight's
right?
no good. He bet pot, and we said, haha, no,
Yeah,
I want more.
But understand.
You want to continue with
I mean,
your
we-
aces? Fine. They're
okay,
a bluff
right,
now.
right.
We
but
have
you-
a lot of we have a lot of straights here, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, whenever you play raise versus a range that only has value, but that's the big key here. Is
Well, I just
that,
meant when we check back flop, but
oh,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, ace
sure.
jack's going to mix, right? He's going to fold ace jack off pre.
What really needs to be clear here is that these responses that we're seeing, you can't rely on them because they're predicated on having pure vision over your opponent's strategy.
Right.
It knows that there's literally never a bluff.
Right.
And then the person who's betting turn knows that he's never bluffing, so now he responds appropriately. It's not enough to know that he never bluffs. If you know that he never bluffs and you say, okay, I'm going to yeet it with aces because he never bluffs and now it's going to put 2 pair in the cage, that's not what actually happens.
Right.
What happens is they call you.
What actually happens is they're like, fuck this guy, he bluffs.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bluff catch.
Yeah.
And it is really.
I beat Ace King still call.
Well, right, but it is still an indication as to how quickly we converge on too many good hands existing, and why you see the nut versus second nut dynamic in a lot of these low stake environments. Because when somebody bets a very strong polar range there for pot and then faces raise, their instinct is shit, he has ace jack, right? Solely just like, oh, he has ace jack, but they'll still call the king queen, they'll still call the 2 pairs, the sets. Like eights is never folding because they're like, well, I can improve, right? Where in reality, it's like in position should also be raising kings and top set that they may have checked back and slow played. So it's like a lot of those hands that are calling.
But
to
when you
improve,
have king queen, you block both of those and.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. But now you open up the ace jack. So when you have king queen,
eights are drawing like basically
dead, which is why pretty much pure folds. Right. You're basically calling like a sliver of the time to suck out on ace jack.
Once again, imposition's value range is set plus, and you have the worst possible set. So how do you win?
Correct.
You lose unless they're bluffing.
But again, like imposition, and to be fair, like this could very well be just what naturally happens whenever you're like, oh, this guy's not bluffing, and then it responds with more aggression. It's like, well, he's not bluffing either. So it's like now we're playing this game of instead of ace king queen, it's just ace ace, and who's gonna put the most amount of money in the middle? You know,
it's like, so you should have raised those aces on the turn, so he would have folded the best hand.
This is the this is like
I'm joking.
It's the Helmuth paradox where it's like, oh, they're gonna give it to me, where he's just like, you know what, at some point maybe I will get like a nuts versus second nut spot where someone's gonna put in too much money, even though they know that I'm pretty tight. Right. It's hard to start folding the second nuts, and sometimes you can think, oh, maybe they have the third or the fourth nuts. It's like they have like a jack high flush, where it's like, no, I actually just have the nut flush, and that's kind of where you see a lot of these live deviations disappear from theory,
right?
Where theory would never play that size on the king. They would go bigger to allow the other person not to play raises anymore,
right?
And they wouldn't bet certain hands in the first place.
So the interesting thing is when he has a complete range and he does go for full pot, we actually don't play any raise, which makes a lot of sense because I think that we're probably just up against too much ace jack. Right, like he has ace jack suited in full. It looks like we only have it a sliver of the time because we bet it so often.
He has good hands and his bluffs are dead. Right, his bluffs are 4s. His bluffs are 6, 7.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he has king jack, but it's not
fine,
bluffing.
Right, it's not bluffing. It's just that's just value bet. Right, so all of his bluffs are kind of drawing very thin, and then all of his value does very, very well.
Yeah.
So why do we want to raise into that range?
And I think an important thing to notice here too is that like ace king, ace queen, pure call, where aces is like mixing. And if you're kind of curious as to why that is, it's that ace king and ace queen can improve in a different way, right? Like aces doesn't want to make a set, where ace king can like make trips.
You cool yourself the set,
and that's just kind of a good thing versus like king jack. You know, you cool off a hand like that, and they're both drawing to the same gut shot.
You got the 10, which does help versus some stuff.
Yeah,
like king queen, for example, but.
Really
idea
just
being
king
like
queen.
Ace king's nice for like the 2-pair block, like Matt's saying, and things on those lines. Like I think if you hover over the ace king combos, some probably win more as a call than others because of the suited king queen. Like if you go to ace king off.
Oh, ace king off.
Right, because you block maybe some combos win a little more than others, blocking king queen. Or are they all the same? It's
really, really close. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like very small.
Yeah.
Like you can see 0.99 or 0.87, 0.85, 0.99. So like
that's a lot, right? It's 1.5 or 0.15 big blinds, like more than a small blind, or around half a small blind.
Yeah, but the pot's like,
big
60 big blinds.
Sure.
So you're talking about like,
doesn't matter much.
Like a fraction of a percent pot share.
I'm a numbers guy, man.
It's very small. Are you though?
I'm trying to be.
So when we do continue through a call and we land on the river, was it 10 of spades?
10 of diamonds.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. And then we face, so he's supposed to have like basically just pot.
I mean, he did that. He just went.
He went 75, so it's going to be pretty close. When aces are mixing fold on turn, I can very confidently say it's not going to raise river. So yes, too thin at the win for sure.
Too thin at the win.
I think it's even a question of whether or not we would bet if check to.
Just pay.
So yeah, I mean, Jesse was pretty right. Like fold is going to perform pretty well here. Call is going to perform pretty well here. Raise is just like not.
What's
not
King Queen do for out of position on the river? Do they bet?
Probably. I am God.
It probably. Yeah, he got too big for the screen.
Just a sliver.
You say Jesse was pretty right?
Yeah.
It probably just
right.
That's the best you're gonna get out of Berkey.
Sorry, I just said Jesse's pretty.
Yeah. Jesse's also.
King Queen yeets it all in some of the time.
We're in position, right?
No, out of position.
Right. So that's the thing. They're not value betting King Queen.
Right. King Jack though is I guess the bluff.
It's like mega mastering. You get called by Ace Queen a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. So now you're getting aces to fold, get Ace Queen to call,
and then all low frequency Ace X.
Right, Ace Wheel and then Pocket Four sometimes too. 7-6 sometimes. Like you can still give up, but this is the issue.
Just kind of going for it.
Like they bet on a card that's bad for them, and then they bet again, and then
our jams are King Queen is a bluff, and then everything else is full house or better. Oh, actually, Ace 10 goes thin for a shove.
You get called by worse.
I'm a little right.
You get called by worse.
Yeah. I'm a little right. The old Ace 10.
Wait, go click the jam node. What does he call it? That's worse. He buys the full pocket eights here. Like he's indifferent with eights.
Yeah, maybe it's a bluff.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He folds
it's a bluff. He folds eights.
Folds eights, folds queens,
jack.
folds straight. It's a bluff. You're bluffing.
Yeah. Good bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not a value bet.
Is this the 3-better is bluffing with Ace 10?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
The 3-better is bluffing with Ace 10.
Bet.
Jam.
Wait.
Ace 10 jam small amount.
No, this is bet. This is the right. The 3-better is jamming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you meant like bet, raise,
you just
jam.
you block the full houses and you block.
That's strong to find Ace 10 and be like, nope, this hand's not good enough to call.
Could you imagine being indifferent with queens facing a jam on the end?
Oh my God.
Makes sense.
Does it?
I mean, you'd fold in the main, right?
This ain't the main, man. This is the.
No, I'm just bringing up the hypothetical, right?
You're just really testing my patience. Like, don't wish this evil on me because I'll get put into this spot. And the thing is that I can't live with knowing that no matter what, like when indifference is presented to me in a very high leverage situation, like day 4 of the main or something like that, I cannot live with the fact that I'm going to make a decision that can never be right. I'm a pessimist. You can look at it the other way. You can make a decision that can never be wrong, right? If it's mixed, it doesn't matter. You're never wrong, right? No. No, I'm never right is the thing. I'm just never right. So it's like if I call and I lose, I'm the asshole. And if I call and I win,
you're a gambler.
That's just standard. You know, you had a full house. And if you fold, it's hell. It's hell because it doesn't matter if you were right or wrong. The fact of the matter is you folded a fucking full house.
Yeah. You did it in the
and I was wrong. Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, like I'm more upset about it now than I was in the moment. In the moment, I was so at peace with the play.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, no one could ever fucking possibly. I'm the sickest.
No one will ever see these whole cards.
No, I knew they would see. I was like, good. I'm glad they're going to see him because I'm the fucking sickest. I actually turned the face up. I was like,
goat.
I'm the goddamn sickest. He had ace fucking king. Like I'm the sickest of all time. And then he had this look on his face like, oh my god, I value bet a flush, and this idiot folded a full house. And I'm like, oh Jesus!
It took 90% of my stack to make me fold a full house last year.
Yeah. God bless you.
But he had it.
What were you gonna say, Jesse?
I really feel as if you should write a self-help book. Just based on that whole
and then
rant,
read it.
I feel like,
Write it for myself just to read.
Yeah. Chapter 1, no matter what I do, it's going to suck.
And no matter what I do, I'm wrong.
Yeah. If you start with those premises, though, you really can lean into the suck a little bit more, you know? Like, hey, doesn't matter. You're always wrong anyway. Just...
I mean, it's
wrong with confidence.
It's not so bad that you prep yourself for that before the hand's over.
Right.
Because the rest of us, like, call it off, and then if we're wrong, we go home and do it after and do it for a lot longer.
Oh, yeah. The lamenting is too much.
You made peace
Even
with
Landon today was like replaying the hand 20. I mean, if the river was just this or the river was just that, or there'd be 18 left and I'd be in there. It's like, well, yeah, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, it'd be Christmas in July.
And I'm like, what is that? Who comes up with these stupid sayings?
That's the title of the book right there.
Yes.
If it's and buts.
Or
and
candies and
the rest is
nuts?
on the inside. Yeah.
Right. It's just ...
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. Jesse, thank you for joining us. I'm really looking forward to these WSOP updates. It sounds like you're really.
We'll
in
get
the
to some
mix.
next time.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, he's fucking doing it. All right, that's going to do it for us. We're going to be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, as we will be for the entirety of the World Series. You can find Jesse here every Wednesday. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you like this kind of just loose tangenting talk. And shout out to Too Thin at the Win. We appreciate you putting yourself out there. If you guys have an In the Muck submission, make sure to head over to our Discord. It's #Discord in the chat. Follow the link. There's an entire forum for In the Muck. Shout out to GTO Wizard. If you guys want to get your own subscription to the AI, #Wizard in the chat. Go ahead and follow that affiliate link and be sure to sign up. Thank you guys as always for rocking with us. We'll be back tomorrow.
Peace.
Yes, right.
Peace.